you just now tuning in, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and hit the bell. GMS fam, the green room. Let's talk about it. Yo, GMS fam, the green room. What's going on, y'all? How y'all feeling? Happy Wednesday. I am your host, GMS. Welcome to another episode of the GMS Show. You know, we start off every episode with peace, love, positive energy, passing it forward, hoping that you pass it along as well. Shout out to everybody in the chat already. I see JR, Aries, Baby G. Got 3 G's in there. Yeah, you already know who is the special guest for today, my fellow 3G AP. What's going on, my guy? How you feeling, brother?
What's up, GMS? And
I hear you loud and clear.
Green room. Can you hear me?
Yep. We can hear you loud and clear.
All right, good, bro. Yeah, I'm good, brother. I'm glad you thought of me for this conversation, man.
Yeah, man. I know you do. You do your thing over at you don't just be at 3G's podcast, but you do your thing over at Player for Life channel. Y'all should go and subscribe to that as well. What up, Trey979? So I wanted to have you here because, you know, as well as being somebody who can talk his shit and roast and talk about other subjects on 3G's Player for Life channel, actually deep dives into relationships and certain things that regard couples. So I thought this would be a great way to display some of that ability right here on the GMS show, because we got to talk about some shit. Now, I got the idea of doing this episode because I was watching a Deion Cole stand-up special, his most recent stand-up special, and I can't quote it word for word, but it went along the lines of certain people are only meant for certain levels in life, and you could be with somebody at a certain level, and if you're the type of person to continue to reach new levels in life and somebody is steady staying at the same level they were at when y'all met, that's part of that. That's a big part of knowing when to let somebody go. They were just there for that level. You want somebody to match that energy, and I believe that's true for a lot of people, especially for this day and age and how shit works out. So what do you think about that phrase right there?
I think it depends on what you're using that phrase for, because there's instances where it might confuse certain people.
Mm-hmm.
You want me to elaborate on that?
Yeah, for sure.
Let's say I tell a young man who been with his woman for 10 years, he's 30, and he feels like he wants to do all these, grand things in his mind. He got all these new ideas that he want to do, but his woman has not changed, but she is still a supporter.
Yeah.
Sometime somebody will be confused and think that, well, she don't want to do this, but is she still gonna wash your clothes? Is she still gonna be supportive of you while you do it?
Facts.
So I think some people use some of those statements and shit to say it's time to go, but in actuality, it's not time to go. I hope I ain't, I'm sounding like I'm confusing it, but
I know what
think
you
might
mean.
get what I'm saying.
I know what you mean. I think
it's case by case. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and I think using it as just saying levels in life kind of is more vague than really kind of going in detail. So, like, so to speak, for instance, you're in a relationship with somebody and you want to do certain things in life, and this person has no real reason to not support you in that, or not to, genuinely be there for you in this time and do certain things that a person in a relationship should be doing. Usually some people do it out of envy, because that's in a relationship as well. You know what I'm saying? People in a relationship, they can be envious of the things that you're doing. You know what I'm saying? They could secretly want to see you fail. You know what I'm saying? These are the type of people that you shouldn't want to be involved with. And I think that's part of those levels. Like, if you at a certain level where you want to go above and beyond and continue to do what you're doing and excel, and somebody's holding you back or hindering you from doing that, I think that's how I view it, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to levels.
And I get that too, and I get it, but I'm also, again, if somebody called me and asked my advice, I would have a bunch of questions for them. Because someone can tell me, like, I'm trying to do this thing, and the person I'm with is not that supportive of me.
Yeah.
Let's just say, let's create a scenario so I can explain this shit. If a young dude wanted to be a producer and rapper,
yeah,
and he has 2 kids with a woman, and she been supportive and holding him down. In fact, she the one bought all his studio equipment. But now all of a sudden, she ain't coming to your shows. She roll her eyes when you say you got you in the stew and you got some, you cooking.
Yeah.
And that man can say, my woman don't support me. But he hasn't made her a believer when it comes to the rap and the producing. So she still supports you because she's taking care of your seeds. She's making sure you got what you need for your hobby. Because so far you haven't shown that this is more than a hobby.
Yeah.
So I think that a lot of us don't realize that the women or even the support systems we got, whether it's your parents, your homies, or your girl, if they don't believe in you yet, you can't be mad at them yet, because they going off of everything you've been showing them.
Well, because some niggas lack self-awareness in that way.
I agree. That's why
they so ready to be the most lit nigga or the person that's got their shit cracking without really putting the work in and thinking that everybody's supposed to support them, when really there's a lot of work to be put into this motherfucker. And niggas don't really know that shit.
Well, support comes in different forms. So imagine, let's use Lil Durk, for example. Let's say his first girl or baby mama, who was this not so attractive looking young girl, was like riding. I'm talking about making sure this nigga had everything he needed. And then he gets on, and then the pretty face comes through who hasn't worked, hasn't put no energy or effort into him, who she's at every concert clapping her hands and singing the songs. Is she a supporter or a fan? But your supporter, you said, fuck you, I'm out. Because you don't go to the shows. You don't clap your hands. But you was busy taking care of everything else. So it's just a perspective. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So so I'm gonna ask this question after I put it this way. When you're in it with somebody, what are some of the signs that you have looked for, or some of the things that you have seen that have made you be like, all right, I need to step back, or I need to move the other way?
When you can't win with the person. And, I like using analogies, though. Forgive me for that. But if I'm a quarterback and I got a good team, and we get to the championship every year, but we don't, something happen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna stick with the team because I see that we got what it takes, but we just not quite there.
Got the potential.
Correct. Now, if there is no potential, meaning there ain't nothing looking like we ever got a chance of winning, why would I stay with that team?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's really that simple. Like, do we have the ingredients to make the cake? If not, then why would we get the pans and the pots out and turn on the oven?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So with me, I just to piggyback off that, I get exactly what you're saying. I feel like you have to really pay attention to who your partner is and pay attention to certain signs, like whether or not they being genuine with you or not. That's for me, first things first. If you're not being real with me, you definitely not being real with yourself.
What do real look like to you, though?
To me is being straight up about, even if it's something you don't like, even if it's something that will be unfavorable to me, like where I don't like what the fuck you just said to me, I know you're being honest about it. Don't say nothing just to make me feel comfortable in that moment. You can tell when people do certain shit like that because they'll do it a lot, and you'll realize that something will bother them, but they'll be like, well, you know what? It's okay. It's like, no, be straight up. You don't want to do something, you don't like something, you're not with something. Be for real. This is how it can, in my opinion, progress. What do you think?
I think that insecurity
Mm-hmm.
makes men not understand why they woman could love them and have their back. Mm-hmm. And what they would call not being genuine, what you not realizing is whoever fucking with you regardless of the thing that you insecure about.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say let's say you're not hitting it right, but your woman gives you pussy whenever you want.
Yeah.
You'll be like, you don't be liking that shit. You know what I'm saying? But she like, nigga, I fuck with you. And I'm going to keep fucking with you. I think men will lose that woman because they feel like they not hitting it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's your thoughts.
Because that's when the thoughts will go into, maybe she getting it from somewhere else and she just don't care over here because she getting it somewhere else. Like, niggas would go, that's the insecurity that would go in there and not really thinking about the fact that she might just be fucking with you.
Okay, let me ask you a question, GMS.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you fucking the shit out of her.
Okay.
But it's another fine-ass nigga she work with. Could he fuck?
If she let him, for sure.
So, at the end of the day, if you laying it down or not, what you really want to see from your woman is her. I ain't want to use the word submit, but you want a woman that you can fuck every day and all day. Give her trash dick, good dick, whatever you gonna give her. You want a woman that says, "Come on,"
yeah, because
she fuck with you.
Right.
Now, I think men that get hung up on whether or not if I'm not pleasing her, she gonna cheat. Bitch, nigga, if you pleasing her, she could cheat. But you might get a woman who don't want to fuck every day. And you like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, she won't even give you none. So I would say we worry about the wrong things. And the secret is to win. Is this woman stopping you from winning? That's, to me, I think that's the thing to start writing your checklist about.
Yeah, I think when you have a significant other who will put things aside for you to see you succeed in life, that's a big sacrifice because we all are individuals and we all have individual goals and dreams in life. And when we partner up with somebody, we have to know that we're going into it at some point. You gotta make a sacrifice at some point for something. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be what you're used to when you were single. You can't do the same thing when you were single when you are in a relationship, because whoever you get with, there are certain stipulations. Now, if you're the type of person that sets the rules and regulations when you first get into the shit and let somebody know what it is when you first get into it, then you shouldn't expect no other shit down the road, or else you were with somebody who I in my opinion, wasn't authentic or wasn't genuine with you. Because if you set the standard in the beginning, and then that person is with you for a while, and all of a sudden they start changing up on you because they don't like what you said or they don't like what you're doing, but you said what you were already doing, that's somebody who would just in it just to be in it, in my opinion.
Give me some more like specific examples.
So like, I'll put it to you this way: if you have somebody who is just there just to be there, like your example with somebody with the relationship of a woman who is taking care of things at home and not there at every concert, but the girl that you possibly was about to get with is there at the concerts, clapping, singing all the words. There's a difference in that. That girl that's at every show is there, I feel like, just to be noticed. And just to be the one that's like, yeah, I'm with him, or I know him, or just some type of notoriety. These are people that want attention, so to speak. When there's other obligations, like regardless if I'm on stage, I'm still holding an obligation. I'm still having to do something where I'm making revenue and taking care of the family in some type of way. So I think that in that sense. So what do you feel about the person that is just in it to be in it? Like if the person that is just around to be around, how do you see those signs? How do you know that person is that type of person?
I think shit gets stagnant, meaning I'm using myself as an example. Because I had probably 2 or 3 what people would call a real relationships that I walked out on. And what made me walk out on each one was one of them, for example, her idea of a perfect life didn't look shit like my idea of a perfect life.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And we had kids too, so we was just there to be good parents. But at some point I had to realize, like, if I don't leave now, I'm gonna leave later, or she gonna leave later. Like, there's no way we can want 2 different things to be the outcome. This not gonna change. Like, her desires in life and mine don't match at all. So let's just cut the ties now.
Do you think we put unrealistic expectations on other human beings when it comes to this relationship shit?
Yeah, for sure. Nigga, even on yourself.
Yeah.
We forget that we can change our fucking mind. So the same way you talk about someone being disingenuous or flipping later down the road, you can change your mind.
Mm-hmm.
You can get to know yourself better. And you know what? A lot of us men, this is my worst. This is the thing that I fucked up with the most. Okay. And most men fucked up the same way. We have never went out on our own and did it for ourselves, by ourselves, for long enough to even know what the fuck we want. I mean, you could use any fucking book, the Buddha, fucking Muhammad, Jesus. They all went off to the wilderness or climbed a mountain or went to a cave and came out with clarity. Yeah. When the fuck do a man get clarity if he go from girlfriend to girlfriend, or first baby mama to second baby mama, or mama's house to living with a girl? Like, we ain't never really struck out by yourself. Some men do.
Yeah.
But that is the thing that you see clearer. You see what you truly want and don't want. Yeah. Because now you're not just doing it for nothing. You know what you want.
I don't think people people don't take enough time to really try to understand themselves first. A lot of people get together young and they have to grow up together. And when you grow up, you have to really try to find self. It's an individual thing when you're growing up. You can't necessarily expect somebody else to help you do that. And when you're in a relationship young and it starts young and you start to grow up into an adult, you're with somebody, and especially when a kid is involved, you're not only trying to figure out how to grow up and be an adult, but now you have to try to understand how to be a parent. And you're doing all of that. I think that's a lot of the reason why we see people not stick together, because of the combination of things. Yeah, y'all niggas fight, y'all have problems and shit, but Every relationship has that. It depends on who you gonna stick it out with and if it's worth it or not. But a lot of the times people are stuck in their own minds. You know what I'm saying? They have to deal with growing up. They got to deal with trying to be financially stable. They got to figure out how to be the best parent they can be and be the best partner they can be to their significant other. It's a lot to deal with. The world already fucked up. Shit.
I mean, you know, preaching to the choir, but I still feel like when two people that are in a relationship end up having kids, they owe it to the kid to do the best that they can to at least co-parent. Even if y'all not gonna be together, y'all should at least be a team with getting that child to an age where they can kind of fend for themselves. Mm-hmm. But I also don't believe that two people that shouldn't be together should stay together. I had an opportunity when I was young for my mama to leave, and we would have lived with my grandma.
Yeah,
my life would be 100% completely different. Now, my life could be worse, but I wouldn't have went through a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? I would have been different, motherfucker, like college kid type, you know, probably athlete, I don't know, but definitely wouldn't have went through the bullshit that I went through, you know? And it's because my mom couldn't get away from Pops. Yeah. She had the opportunity. She wasn't forced to stay, but they kept trying to work something out that shouldn't have been worked out. So me seeing that firsthand, you don't always got to stay with a motherfucker. You know, I ain't with none of my kids' mamas, but we co-parent good as a motherfucker. I got 3 baby mamas. Mm-hmm. And if I had them all at a picnic with my wife, you would be like, how in the fuck is everybody getting along like this? Because it's a bigger picture. And the picture is getting these kids gone.
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but if a nigga knows how to set the tone, if he's in that situation, you know, regardless of how maybe your baby mom, one of your baby moms crazy or the other one act out, if you set the tone and can be able to pull your guard down a little bit and fucking try to make the peace as much as you can, it might work out in your favor. Some niggas don't have the ability to withstand a lot of the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? They'll fight fire with fire. A lot of niggas can't hold that shit in. I feel like you have to try to keep the peace, especially in that type of situation, bro.
A lot of people don't care enough about the responsibility. A lot of men want the excuse to not be there. Mm-hmm. So they egg the shit on so they can go missing on the child.
Right.
You know?
And then complain like, oh, this bitch don't want me to see the kids. It's like, nigga, you not compromised.
and what I advise people to do in that situation, if you want to see your kid, don't even talk to her. Talk to the motherfucking judge, because that's who she gonna talk to. You have a place to live, some income, and take your ass to the court and say, I need my kids this weekend, that weekend, this day, that day, and you ain't got to talk to her.
Right. And
before long, she gonna be glad when you come in on Wednesday to get them, because she got some dick to suck. So she gonna be like, man, here. Yep. You know, no drama at all. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? And you're gonna be handing them back like, here.
A lot of motherfuckers like the confrontation. I know motherfuckers that feed off of it. People that actually like that shit. People that love toxic relationships. They love fighting. They love arguing. They like getting physical with each other. They like leaving and coming back. It's that type of shit. I hate that. I don't think shit is.
I don't like it either.
Shit. It's the one thing that I think. You know, another reason why I decided to do this topic, because a lot of people, I don't understand that mindset. I really don't. And I want to, like, I would love to pick the brain of a toxic motherfucker one day and have a toxic nigga on the show. Probably that, what's that nigga, Toxic Dre? The nigga that be singing, you ever seen him? He be singing, him and his baby mom be going through, and he be singing songs on live, and she be slapping his ass up, punching him and shit.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, she be slapping the shit out of him.
So, nigga, what made you go live instead of leaving the fucking house? You know what I mean?
He needs somewhere to live, nigga.
Bruh,
he taking them slaps like, this how I pay rent, because I ain't giving this bitch no money. So if I got to get slapped 100 times, or whatever the fuck I got to go through, this how I pay rent. Man. Because that's go back to what I said about men never being alone.
Yeah.
I promise you, a lot of these women would not have men or baby daddies if men could take care of themselves. So many chicks would not be getting chose up on if we could take care of ourselves.
So you think a lot of dudes would be more patient and have better options if they weren't so quick to try to find the easy route out when it comes to a relationship.
I think
If they were
men
on
are
their shit.
dumb. Men are dumb as fuck, so they will be getting some bad bitches pregnant because that's just dumb. The dumbness in this, but I mean, they would not be forced to stay with somebody they don't want to be with.
See, that's the thing. Like, so with my situation, with me and my lady, when we got together, we were young, and she got pregnant when we were young. Like, not young, but I mean 20 and 21 is still young. You know what I'm saying? You're still trying to grow up and still trying to figure out how to be an adult, and then you got to turn around and try to figure out how to be a parent. One thing I didn't want was for us to be in a situation where we were having to get, fucked up and try to go live with, mom over here, live with, the parent over here. It was like, nah, we had to make it a point that we can't be the young-minded motherfuckers who only care about doing the young shit and trying to live our lives and not think about the fact that we have a child. So what we did immediately was make sure we can get we got a spot. You know what I'm saying? And we've been here for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Finally about to move this month, but into a different unit. I mean, we still gonna be here. We just moving into a different unit. It's just the thing about this. I think people need to understand, like, young people. This is what I want to say for the young people that get into a relationship and have a baby. Try your hardest to establish how to be a parent first. Fuck y'all date nights and all that shit, because people be fiending for that shit. But it's like, you made the choice to lay the fuck down and have this seed, motherfucker. I think it's very important for people to push that you need to think about being a parent first and think about establishing something for the long haul, because, nigga, you have a long way to go after this. It don't just stop at 18. Everybody think when 18 come around, your kid's just gonna be on their own. What if your kid didn't do what was right and still got to be at the crib, and you still got to do, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to prepare for everything. My kids
ain't do nothing right. They got to go, homie.
This is what I'm saying. Like, this is what I mean. You got to prepare for all that type of shit, though. That's the type of shit you got to prepare for.
Give King Cartel some game. He said, men can't choose up.
Where he say that at? Let me see. A
little bit ago. I think he referring to men picking and choosing bad bitches. But I just want to say this to him. He might not be talking about this, but I do want to say this. Why I call men stupid?
Oh, there we go.
Because a lot of bad bitches ain't an upgrade. They not an upgrade at all. They a problem. They a headache. They not as bad as they are when you wash all that shit off. So a lot of men think they upgrading by fucking nicer looking women, but in actuality, the chick that you was, didn't look at hard enough is colder.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, an upgrade means a chick is naturally beautiful. She naturally smart. She naturally wholesome. She naturally got your back. That's an upgrade.
Well, it's not just.
I don't know if he was talking about that, but I want to make sure I made it clear that men get on their own and start having something for themselves, and then they fuck it off by fucking with skeezers. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, we weren't fortunate enough as men and women to have natural standards. We were kind of put in place to have that. People were telling us what our standards would be. We had to kind of find out later on what we liked when we got face to face with people, had physical interactions with motherfuckers. We were out here chasing something. You
know what I think, and you're right. But going back to living alone as a man, imagine if you lived alone for 5 years and you was able to take care of your bills and you was able to move around as you wanted to and date who you wanted to. Mm-hmm. Whoever you wanted to come over to the apartment the most, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Not just the fine bitch you want to fuck. Right. Whoever you wanted to see the most,
right,
might not been a 10. You know what I'm saying? Might have been. I'm just saying, you at least get to see what you like.
Yeah.
Like, you brought up you and your lady, and not to cause dissension, but how much experiences have y'all had? I can only assume not too many.
I mean, as far as what? Like
other men and women, to know what you like and don't
okay.
like.
You talking about other relationships? Yeah, getting together young, you don't have the getting together at 20 years old. You haven't really been out in the dating world. That's why I want to talk about this subject as well, because getting in a relationship with her being like my first real relationship, like I can call it my first real relationship. She's the relationship I've been with the longest, and we've been through the most shit, and we've connected that way. But
yeah,
I'm coming off of fucking high school mentality of how I treat women, how I interact with them, my credentials for relationships and shit. Like, it wasn't, I didn't have no relationship mindset. I think I needed to sit down and really like establish that, because it wasn't like I was the type of person that didn't want a relationship. It's just that I didn't know how to be in one because of me following behind other people and doing all this other shit. The main goal in high school was just to hit something. Hit something. As long as you can hit something, as long as you and your homies can hit something, y'all good. There was no real practice in trying to actually have a legit relationship. And I also don't expect people to actually do that in high school, but it's like you damn near starting from scratch. And I also applaud us for sticking it out and actually going through a lot of shit, because, nigga, I don't know anybody else I could actually really do that with, because of how I see like how the world is ending up.
No, my wife brought me some more coffee because she didn't know I made some. But that's good wife shit.
Right.
She just thought I needed.
Just thought
some,
about
you know
it. That's what I'm. See, this is what I mean. That's not.
But
that's
hold
not
on,
no
we didn't meet at 19.
No. Yeah, of course not.
You know what I'm saying? I'm about to say nice things about you. Get your ass up out of here. All right, look, but look though, real talk. Like, I've seen what I don't want. So when I finally got what I did want, it make you act different. It make you go harder, and it make you appreciate more. Mm-hmm. But that time alone that most men don't get, it's imperative for you to know what the fuck you want. It's imperative for you to know if the person you left or what, stepped away from is right for you.
Right.
And to never have that break, that shit, man, it normally come back in a negative way down the road.
You talking about like, as far as like, you said a break, like as far as like having that time apart?
Being young, transitioning in a relationship to being an older person, okay, man or a woman.
Yeah.
Most of the times what I notice, especially around 50, the man is tired and the woman is tired. Mm-hmm. And they want to get out here. They want to get out here and see what's up.
Right.
Regardless what they've been through, regardless who got raised and who did this and who did that. Most of the time, the men fuck up and be cheating the whole goddamn time. Mm. And which is more fuel for that 50-year-old woman to say, fuck it, I'm out here. You know what I'm saying? Corey Holcomb situation come to mind.
Yeah.
But that's typical. For a woman 50 years old who been with you for 30 years, she like, shit, I remember this in your phone, I remember this, I remember that. Now she 50 looking better than your 50-year-old ass, and they hit the streets.
Hey, let me just talk about this. Self-projection. That's another thing that be fucking people up, because a motherfucker will be out here doing dirt and will constantly accuse their partner of doing some shit, or accuse them of doing this or wanting to do this and that. But it's usually because they're the ones that's fucking up. You know what I'm saying? That's a big deal breaker right there as well. If a motherfucker constantly is accusing you of shit and you know you ain't doing shit, they most likely are on dirt with you.
If you know you ain't doing shit and you getting accused, I agree.
Yeah.
But if you sloppy as fuck and shit,
well, yeah, that's the difference.
Yeah, because that's a whole nother ball game. That was my ass. But I don't know, man, because I practice not looking for trouble, you know. And
same here.
Somebody would joke about that, you know what I'm saying? Like Mario Wine is I don't want to know, you know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, it ain't that.
Right.
I'm not. When you find out, you act accordingly. But why are you looking? what you need to be looking at is the things that we need to win being done. If those things are being done, it's no different than if you work at a company and your manager riding you, but you doing a good job. You producing whatever the fuck it is that you're supposed to be producing.
Yeah.
So you asking, why are you worried about the fucking 2 minutes in the bathroom, motherfucker? I did what I was paid to do. Get the fuck out of my face. Same thing with a relationship. A man could be too annoying to his woman and vice versa. Because it's like, bitch, did you notice that everything we supposed to be doing is being done? Well, then don't ask me shit. Don't worry about shit.
Glittery Bubble said, I've noticed that most dudes don't really focus on monogamy until they run into that one chick that put him through the ringer. That's when a nigga gets some act right.
No, that's when he gets sad and salty if she leave. But he gonna cheat the whole time, even on her. He cheated the whole time, even so. When you see a man sick or online talking about he misses girl, look at Lamar Odom.
Yep,
Lamar Odom was just talking about how sick he is and how much he misses his wife, but he was at brothels, smoking crack and eating ass. Like that nigga wasn't worried about shit.
Hey, that's a fact though. That's a fact. And you hear him now. Every chance he get, he talk about how much he regret doing A, B, and C and M for meth. He was very tired of doing that shit, and it's like niggas don't think about that. You gotta be smart enough, and you gotta have the will to want to be disciplined enough to want better for yourself. It's not even just for the person you trying to be with; it's for yourself too, nigga. Like even if Chloe wasn't in the picture, this nigga still would have been at a brothel, eating ass and snorting off bitches' titties and shit. Like this nigga's wild. Like you gotta do a self-reflection.
Cheating to me ends when it starts to become so uncomfortable that it's not fun no more.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think it just stopped. Like how you said, like a man he reflects. Nah, nigga. Like I think men. Well, I ain't gonna say that. Some men just ain't about that. There are different types. Mm-hmm. But for the men that do think they need to have women and shit, it got to get uncomfortable. And then you start losing the desire to do it. It's like I used to eat the shit out of fucking Chinese food. Mm-hmm. And now the shit gave me a heartburn a little bit. So now as much as I love it, as much as I remember how good it was, I don't want to go get none because it's going to be uncomfortable. Cheating got to get like that for a man to be like, all right, I didn't.
Well, see, enough. This is another reason why I brought up high school mentality. From my own personal experiences, especially getting in a relationship young, you think a certain way. You think you're supposed to be doing this type of shit because, other niggas said it was cool or it's the norm or like, oh, you ain't a real nigga if you ain't got, so-and-so over here, so-and-so over there. You know what I'm saying? Like some people get influenced that way. And I feel like I can genuinely, really say I was one of those people that was influenced in a way where I felt like I had to be talking to so-and-so or I had to be doing this or I ain't no real nigga. But the whole time it's like knowing that you want to be in something legit to where if you the type of nigga that is doing some shit but you don't want your significant other not to do it, that's where you know you fucked up, in my opinion. Yeah. Because niggas are selfish in that way.
Yeah, but it is different. When a woman's fucking off, it's different. Because, unfortunately, they don't have control emotionally if they get caught up that way. Yeah. Men could have it or not have it, and we can come back home and act accordingly. When women get stuck, they get stuck. And they actually make really bad choices with men that they like. You know, I've been the cheating type nigga that don't just cheat. I will fuck with women that had married men and they was married and shit or had men and they would get hooked on me and just do shit where I'm thinking like, this world is crazy.
And some dudes really don't think you can keep it real with a woman either. Some dudes don't think that. They do think that women are way too emotional to be real with them. But some women can take it. Some women you can say what the fuck you want to say and say how you feel, and they won't take it in a fucked up way.
True. Those are logical women, and if you find one, good. But what I was more touching on is how when a woman is fucking off, You know, like I said, like if you get a chick that fuck with you, it don't matter if she got a dude.
Yeah.
She'll drive way across town, bring you some food. She'll suck your dick in anywhere, place, whatever, and catch everything.
Ooh wee.
And love her man. And love her man.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about
Okay.
that. Love, the fact that you can love somebody who you cheated on. A lot of women and a lot of men don't believe that to be true. Explain
if they
AP.
cheat, then it's not real love. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, if you cheat on your significant other, you didn't really love them.
That's not true.
Now, I want you to explain that.
If a woman was honest about it, she can admit that that's not true. See, women say shit because they can't do shit to us. So they try to guilt us into being faithful. And they say shit like, I could never do anything like that to you because I love you. I can't even think about doing something like that. They got all these fucking lines because all they can do is guilt us and hope that we give a fuck.
Yeah.
Now, if a man is upset, he can physically lose it, and women
Right.
are afraid.
Right.
But when women creep, they don't half-ass it, brother.
Mm-hmm.
They go. Oh, matter of fact, he can get her to do shit that she swore she'll never do. so me knowing this doesn't make me not like women or think I shouldn't treat women good or be bitter. Because I'm going back to the point you made that we think we could do something wrong, and then when your girl do it, you mad.
Right.
A real player ass nigga, meaning, you know, and I'm not even just talking about me. The men that know women for real, like really know women,
Yeah.
we'll be wasting our time worried about what she doing. So we don't even think about it. We worried about other things. We worried about, is our house put together? Is our money right? Is our future looking bright?
I'm glad you said that because I will admit I was one of those guys before who worried about the wrong things way too much.
Yeah.
Shit that didn't directly affect my relationship and the things that were going on, but because I felt a certain type of way about it and because I wasn't allowing myself to put that shit behind me, it was hindering the progress of my relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think, once again, that's a self-reflecting thing. Not that niggas can just, not on the other standpoint when it comes to like cheating and shit, but like just being a person that can see the things that you do and shit.
Let's be real. It's age too.
Yeah, it definitely is, nigga. I
This
just turned
coming
30.
from a
I'm
nigga
like,
who burnt out. I'm tired of these hoes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm burnt the fuck out.
Right.
I got a good ass wife, but even she sometimes I be thinking like, you know, I could eat a steak quietly alone in the house and be good, you know. But I thinking about what you saying and thinking about your age and your particular situation, you got a nice looking woman. That alone makes niggas like, I know niggas is trying.
Yeah.
I know they shooting. You know what I'm saying? Then you got to think about yourself. Men don't feel, especially young men, we don't feel like we've became what we're going to become. We don't feel like we've got the money and the clothes and the looks and the things that women want. So then we get insecure too. We more thinking like, man, I ain't shit. I'm not put together. It's people my age doing much better than me. So what if my woman find one of these dudes? So we just be worried about the wrong shit. But again, like I said, the men who know women, you be like, I can't, there's no control. And this go for men and women in general. We have zero control over each other.
Yeah, exactly.
You can only control your own actions.
Yeah.
If you feel like you don't want to be somebody who does wrong and give them a reason, don't do wrong. You don't gotta fucking do wrong. Then nobody say you gotta cheat. Don't nobody say you gotta have hoes. But if you don't have hoes and then you find out your woman got hoes, don't get mad. You chose to be the faithful nigga. She chose not to be.
I'll never understand somebody harming somebody or killing somebody because they found out somebody cheated.
Cause betrayal hurt, nigga. Like, of course, motherfuckers get in their chest.
But that's a different level of, in my opinion, insanity. Because there has been several people who have been cheated on and didn't do anything about it, as far as like physically harming somebody, basically leaving. You know what I'm saying? The thing you should do. But that the best thing you can do is walk the fuck away from somebody who you feel like isn't right for you. Regardless if it's cheating, because like I said, some people work through it, some people don't. But regardless of the situation, walking away is the best fucking option in life.
I think being alone and coming together when you want to. Mm-hmm. I know this ain't typical and this ain't what has been the norm for years. I think going in the future and the way things are, people need to automatically want to be out on their own.
Yeah.
And I think while you in your 20s and 30s, you should live alone and date who you want, whether it's one person or 30 people, whatever. And I think that get it together and buckle down shit happens later in life. Now, if you want children, that's a little tricky.
Yeah.
But even then, I still think y'all should co-parent. I still don't think y'all should live together.
Yeah.
Like, because, the people I know that did it right and did it okay, they don't know each other. That wife don't know her husband and that husband don't know his wife.
Facts.
But on the outside looking in, they're a middle class family, got 2 kids, going off to college, everything look good. But them the kind of bitches I was fucking. and for all I know, her husband is doing what the fuck he doing.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying from my life experiences, I don't see the fairy tale shit that everybody talk about.
Right.
Do I think that people should be faithful and honest with each other? Hell yeah. Do I think it's humanly possible? Not really. If a motherfucker can't stick to a diet because you physically want that urge met, how the fuck is you gonna stick to a sexual urge? How is you gonna turn that shit down? You can't even turn cake down.
Hey, shout out Jazzbo the Reaper. Hey, that's one thing
shout
I will say, like
Jazzbo.
Humans, and when you think from a human standpoint, that's why I brought up expectations earlier. Do we put unrealistic expectations on people because of the fact that humans are sexual beings? For the most part, humans are sexual beings. Everything is, especially when things are amplified. As far as like the things that we watch, the entertainment industry, even just going on social media, you know what I'm saying? Like everything is amplified, sexual attention, all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Should cheating be the deal breaker for any relationship? Even if a person has that stipulation, like if you cheat on me, I'm done. Do you think that is fair, or do you think that is something that is one of those unrealistic expectations for people?
For some people, they can handle it. For the people that know they can't handle it, then just call it quits.
Mm-hmm.
If you know you're one of them people that cannot get over it, call it quits.
Right.
But to others, they're like, shit, I was on that too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or to just another thing, I feel like if you address somebody about something they done and they openly tell you the truth,
mm-hmm.
I think that's something valuable that you might want to consider keeping around. You might be like, now it's fucked up.
Right.
But this person sat down and had this tough conversation and they ain't hold back shit.
I mean, it's true that when somebody lies to you, that's 100 times worse than somebody telling you straight up. You ain't got to wonder if somebody told you the fact. Exactly. You ain't got to wonder if somebody told you the facts. The question that you have for somebody, because when somebody asks you a question, they're expecting an answer. They're expecting a certain answer.
Let me ask you a hypothetical.
Okay.
If you with your woman and everything good, and then she say, I want to talk to you about something.
Mm-hmm.
And you like, what's up? She said, look, I love you and I don't want you to be upset, but I just want to be honest with you. I have been really desiring to be fucked by somebody else. But I wanted to bring it to you first because I respect you and I don't ever want to hurt you and I don't want to, make you feel, I don't want to cheat.
So I'll put it to you.
It's niggas that'll beat her ass.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean. Like, that's where you should. If you are the type of person that will fuck somebody up for that, walk the fuck away. Walk away. Because I know
she didn't do nothing wrong.
But exactly,
she didn't do nothing.
She was being
wrong.
straight up. She was being 100% authentic and genuine with you. But a nigga that does not have that type of what do you call it? Restraint. He doesn't have. He's not mature enough, or he doesn't have the right thought process. Will be the first nigga to assault the shit out of her for saying some shit like that. Me, if I was in that situation, me being somebody who doesn't and has never put hands on a woman ever in life, and I'm proud to say that, only not just because of certain niggas that I mean, if you have before, nigga, you have before. It's life. I don't give a fuck. I'm just saying I haven't because, for one, I'm 6'5", 270 pounds. I'm not about to knock a bitch out. That is immediate prison time. I don't give a fuck who you are. Cause I know
there's ways around it. I told y'all the couch pillow trick.
Yeah.
Get the couch pillow and just daze the shit out of her with a pillow fight.
But I'm saying, like,
that's a joke, people. Go ahead.
I'm saying, like, I'm one of those people that in that situation, it's like, all right, you came to me straight up. I don't like what I'm hearing because clearly before you told me this, I was somebody who thought that I was with somebody I wanted to be with. And the fact that you just told me this let me know that all that shit is shattered.
But you want to now, hold on. Now you want to go to be with a new woman who would not tell you nothing like that.
And then but
feel the same way.
Here's the thing. Me being the person that I am, oh my God, it'll be a while before I even got with somebody. Excuse me. It'll make me treat the next person as if that person was the one that I just got out of a relationship. So I'm going to be like, okay, you could possibly be this same type of girl. I'm not going to invest so much in you. I'm just going to play it like this. And
hold on. What? I'm sorry, bro. What type of girl is she?
The type of girl who will desire to have somebody else fuck her.
So
want to engage in that. Now there's a difference. There's a difference in engaging and actually desiring some shit. Like we were just talking about the other day, the fantasy shit. You're not gonna stop nobody from having fantasies. Fantasies come. You can dream about some shit, think about some shit, but if you act on the shit, there's a difference. If you're the type of person that don't fuck with that, then you gotta move back. You gotta push back. If you the type that don't fuck with that.
Okay, bro. But what type of girl would come to you like that with the truth?
An honest human being who is a slut, skank whore, fucking nasty little bitch. And I will now I
didn't know this was a whorehouse.
She told me the truth. She was 100. She was telling facts and she was truthful.
Bro, there's nothing more 100 than being 100.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, I did a video on Player for Life years ago called "You Can't Handle the Truth," and that's basically what I was saying, men or women. Because I use that scenario because men have done that.
Yeah,
a lot of men have sat their woman down and said, "Look, this is what it is," and a lot of women stay. But if a woman did it to you, you'd be ready to turn into Cassius Clay on that motherfucker.
And once again, I think I am just one of those people who do a lot of thinking. Like my mind runs wild every single day. I don't think people understand. Like I think about a lot, and a lot of that has to do with myself, man. Trying to work on just self-reflecting, man. Trying to really understand who I am and practice those type of things. Like I don't want to be out here living off of how I used to. You know what I'm saying? If I'm doing the same things I did a year ago, I have not changed. Now it doesn't mean that I have to take drastic changes. I ain't got to go out here and start dressing in dashikis and shit. But if you know more about yourself, you'll move more accordingly. You'll know what bother you. Wouldn't let certain things bother you the same way they did before. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of us let these things bother us. You have to move a certain way. How you practice on being the person that you want to be is by practicing the shit. So when something happens and it's not that big of a motherfucking deal, don't let it be. You know what I'm saying? You have a choice to open your mouth and say shit, or you have a choice to engage in confrontation or not. You know what I mean? Like that's basically how I'm moving. Like I don't want to be the person that let little shit in life on the grand scheme of things push me back from achieving the main goal, which is stability, healthy relationship, and making sure that my child and my family is good.
You know what helped you achieve that peace of mind where you ain't tripping about shit is when you can take care of yourself, and they go right back to where we started.
Yeah.
The biggest
That's
level
true.
of freedom that you can have is when you don't need nobody.
Yep.
That means everybody that's in your life is by choice.
Exactly.
And when they come and go, nothing fades you, because you know, like, nothing about my life changes. Whether you here or you not here, nothing changes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can't even tell you how many women I left alone who still, like, it ain't no beef. Like, we had no problem because they would fuck with me if they could. So it's like, but you got to have the same energy. Like, look, I'm not trying to hurt you.
It's funny you said that, because I think I don't have any problems with anybody. Like, I know a lot of niggas that have like exes or people they used to fuck with that hate them. It's like I don't move that way because I'm not confrontational. And then on top of that, I think a lot of that does spill into your next relationship. If you had a bunch of problems from the last shit you had going on, that's pretty much a lot of the shit that you're going to start off talking about, or that's going to be something that the person that you get in a relationship with or trying to get in a relationship with is going to know more about than knowing yourself. If you had past traumas or past bullshit that you dealt with a bunch of times from your past relationship, it's just going to spill into the next. I'd rather not do that. I'd rather start off where we getting to know each other, we building together, and the shit that happened in my past or the shit that happened with an ex or whatever ain't got shit to do with what we doing now. A lot of people like to keep their exes in their relationships. That shit, to me, if this ain't your baby mom or something, you know what I'm saying? Don't put these people in your life. Let them go.
I mean, I would agree with that. Unfortunately, it be some friends that motherfuckers be having that transition, or I mean, not transition, but they surpass the multiple relationships you have. Like, you can hook up with a motherfucker in your early 20s, and y'all just homies, and she go on to live her life, you go on to live your life, and then she watch you go through 5 relationships. But she right there. You know what I mean? And and men and women be having shit like that. Again, the truth is, you motherfuckers can't handle the truth. The truth is, men and women change their mind.
Yeah.
They go through phases of life. They desire things other than you. They desire sex from other people. Even when they don't act on it, that don't mean the desire ain't there. And given the right circumstances, they will act on it.
Jaspo asked a question. He said, can a woman respect a boss after she cheats?
Can a woman respect a boss after she cheats?
Excuse me.
Hell yeah. There's women that respect men, but they don't have control over their pussy though. For real. Like what how can I say it, man? Certain type of men, everybody gonna respect them.
Yeah.
It's motherfuckers that might not like him, but they respect him. They like, he a real one, but we beefing. You know what I'm saying? I done had drama with niggas I had respect for. But if a chick fucking off, it ain't got nothing to do with him. People, that's really what I'm trying to get across. Yeah. If a man fuck another bitch, it ain't got nothing to do with the bitch he cheated on. It got everything to do with his dick and some new pussy. Same thing with a woman. Men do not want to accept that they woman think just like you do when she gets some dick she want.
Men will say anything too, like, oh yeah, you know, you the greatest.
It ain't no dude. We tell a lie like women cheat because they emotional. It's some women that cheat solely physical. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They might get emotional if he get in there too damn deep.
We are humans.
Yeah, but that shit ain't. A nigga don't gotta sweet talk your bitch. It's times when your bitch see a nigga and immediately say, I'm fucking him.
So is it bad to think from that standpoint? Like think from a human standpoint first instead of like the way that we have been kind of programmed to think. So like for instance, if some shit happened with you and your relationship, thinking of it from a human standpoint first, like I said, humans are sexual beings. Some shit may happen. Your significant other, if they did some shit, could possibly be remorseful or feel bad about what the fuck they did.
I would tax
what
a
do you
bitch.
think?
If a bitch did something out of order and she felt remorseful about it, I'm taxing her. I'm gonna be like, give me a Porsche. Like we gonna forget about this. Get me a Porsche, and we all good.
Right.
And if she don't get the Porsche, I'm still gonna fuck on her, but I'm just not gonna be with her. But if she get me the Porsche, I'm gonna stay with her.
Okay.
But see, you gotta look at this too. Like, y'all shouldn't even listen to me. I'm not a pimp. Okay, I am not a pimp. But
I mean, that's why I brought you out here, because I knew your perspective was different. So,
bro, I'm a chess player.
Yeah.
Everybody love to say this is chess, not checkers.
Mm-hmm.
But none of you niggas playing chess.
never played it.
Every fucking piece on the board is expendable.
And niggas only say
except for
that when
the
they
king.
feel good. They don't ever talk about it when things go bad either. If it's chess, it's chess, motherfucker. Don't
Bro,
just talk about it.
let me tell you the worst chess players that when they lose their queen, they can't even function. The motherfuckers is panicking on the board.
Yeah.
Or some niggas use their queen, not lose, but use their queen to the fullest and knock out everybody on the fucking board. You dig? And a pawn can position itself to end up being a queen. If you lose your queen, you could work a pawn all the way up to the end of the board and get your queen back or get a new queen. So my point is, if you really playing chess, I said it earlier on. The secret is to win, motherfucker. Like anybody in your life should be aiding you in getting to the championship. The people that aren't, you got dead weight. Why is you got them around you?
So this goes back to what I was talking about when it goes to your significant other being there to really, like, you got to find somebody that's really down for you. A lot of things are not really important when it comes to the aspects of relationship. Yes, respect, trust, all that shit is valuable in a relationship because it eases the mind. But when you understand the reality of shit, a lot of the shit that you think about on a daily basis won't be that important to you. A lot of the things that will be important to you is, what is your future going to be like? Are you working towards that? Are you taking care of what you need to take care of? Like you said, are you a motherfucker that can have your own and somebody being a plus to your life, in addition to your life, rather opposed to being somebody who is a crutch in your life, somebody that if you don't have your own, if you can't really hold your own, you're going to be expecting to have somebody attached to you for the rest of your life because you need that.
That's my point. We should be with people we want, not people we need. We should make decisions based on what we want, not what we need. Tupac said, real niggas do what they want and bitch niggas do what they can. It's clear to me when you about yourself and about your business, you making choices. When you lack things, your life is making your choices.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Your lack of having shit is making your choices. I'd rather make choices from a standpoint of having what I need as opposed to I gotta fuck with them because they got whatever. Or I gotta fuck with them because I can live there. I gotta fuck with them because blah, blah, blah. You doing what you can.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the key is to get to the point where you do what you want. Now, I ain't saying that's easy, and we normally dig a hole before we ever start building anything.
Facts.
But I'm saying that knowing if I could tell this to somebody 19 and they don't do the stupid shit that I did, they'll get a lot further a lot quicker. And as far as emotions for a female, you can treat. See, this is why I brought up the pimp shit. I didn't even get into it. I'm not a pimp, but I love hoes. Okay.
Do you think a lot of that because niggas feed their ego?
What do you mean?
like if niggas be talking to a bunch of chicks, do you think it's because they feed their ego or think that they need to be talking to a bunch of bitches or feel like bitches want them instead of the main person that they got? Do you think it's just because they feeding their ego?
I think, of course.
Because I don't think we would feel this way if it wasn't ingrained in the way that people, or it wasn't ingrained in the way we learned shit over the years, over the past decades. Like we've this is a learning thing. Like we've learned how to be like this.
I think it's more human nature than learned behavior. Let me tell you why. Everything that makes us feel good it's an impulse. You could put a brand new outfit on, but if you ain't feeling like you fresh, it don't matter that it's new. Yeah. But if you put another outfit on and you feel like, oh, I'm fresh, it's it's same thing with chicks. One chick might smile at you, you don't give a fuck. The one that smile at you that make your dick jump, you like, what's going on here? You get what I'm saying? So you can tell yourself like, I'm not focused on that.
Yeah.
I don't care about clothes. Yeah, right. Why you feel so good with this new outfit on then? Or I don't care about bitches. Or I'm focused on my bitch. Well, why is your dick raging hard looking at this lady right here? So a lot of these things that make us feel good is out of our control. That don't mean we gotta partake in everything that make us feel good. I'm just saying that discipline is required at some point.
Yeah.
But the discipline come from you burning your hand too many times, or you hitting your head too many times, or like I said with the Chinese food, the shit got to get uncomfortable.
It's damn near elementary when you're a fucking baby, and you put your fucking hand on the stove. You learn not to put your fucking hand on the stove. It's literally that simple.
Now imagine if you played with fire 30 times and didn't get burned yet.
Exactly.
Your ass gonna be putting the alcohol on your hand, lighting your hand and shit, running through the house until you get burned, motherfucker.
Niggas was taking the Axe spray bottle and causing fucking flamethrowers and shit until they motherfucking got their ass exploded
that strong ass deodorant.
Yeah. No, that's true.
So I'm just saying, bro.
That is true.
Over time, you learn, but the best thing a young person can do to figure out what he's supposed to be doing is that time alone. Like I was saying, if you we all owe it to ourselves, but sometimes you don't think it's reasonable because you're like, I'm already in a relationship, I'm already married, or I already got a kid, and we already together. It'd be weird if I went off alone. Mm-hmm. It would be. But let's say y'all come into a hard time in y'all relationship. The answer is to y'all split up.
Yeah.
Give yourself a minute. I would tell anybody that. Give yourself a fucking minute. If y'all get back, cool. But give yourself a minute to be alone.
Yeah. I think that is very important. I think I want to say that for sure. If anybody is in a long-term relationship, make sure y'all spend some time by yourself. And I mean, spend it genuinely where you're not thinking about what this person is doing or not. Or don't worry yourself. That's not going to help the situation. You need to spend time to yourself the way you spend time to yourself. And a lot of people do end up fucking around and ending shit or breaking apart because they spend way too much fucking time together, and they get way too used to a person to the point where they want to venture the fuck out because they're way too used to just being around somebody, and then they spend that time apart that they were supposed to spend early on with somebody else and realize, nigga, I love the motherfucker I'm with. What am I doing? Like, why am I doing this shit? But it's because you didn't allow yourself to do that, and because you weren't being truthful with yourself. So you gotta keep it real with yourself. You have to keep it real with yourself, and be real with your partner. Be real with who you with. Be straight up. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people scared of what the fuck they significant other is gonna think or feel if y'all be honest with each other. When, nigga, this is life, man. You cannot play with life in that way. Go ahead.
I had to walk away from my youngest kid's mama, who wasn't the worst chick ever, but I just knew it wasn't gonna work. long term, that shit wasn't gonna work. And the hardest shit was because I had such a good, comfortable lifestyle set up for my kids. I was so scared to disrupt their life. Mm-hmm. But I ended up going to get my own place. I even kept making sure that the place my kids was at was well taken care of until she came up with another plan.
Yeah.
But now the way my kids is, shit, you couldn't tell me that they ain't benefit greatly from me hitting it. But it was a hard thing to do. Jaspo asked a question I'm going to answer. He said, if you a boss, should you have one woman and one plan? That's ideal for sure.
Yeah.
To only have one thing to focus on while you getting your money and doing your thing. But I also seen people be able to have a couple women and each woman contribute well to the plan. Yeah. And certain key points that some of them women was able to do is what advanced the whole crew. Mm-hmm. You know, like there were situations with me having a woman, and little did she know the side chick helped us go on fucking vacation. You know what I'm saying? Sure. The side chick was helping me bust moves to the point where I got more for the house. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't saying that that's the way. I'm just saying whatever a motherfucker can do, they should just be more honest about it, man.
Right.
Once I start telling motherfuckers what it is, it took a pressure off my chest. But it added a different pressure because you feel obligated, you feel responsible for the hurt you causing. Mm-hmm. Because whether you lying and cheating, you causing hurt. But if you being honest, you causing hurt. Because people don't want to know the truth. So, but I think that people at least can respect you when you being honest. They might hate it, but they gonna respect it.
I think that's just the biggest part about it. I think that's what will help save a lot of people from, from themselves, from their mind, their own thoughts and shit. Just having somebody that will be honest with them so that they can move forward. They would now expect that out of the next person they're with. And if they don't get that, then they'll read the signs like, yo, I'm seeing the signs of this, or I noticed something, or I see that you being unfaithful and I'm asking you and you lying to me. I'm not gonna stick around and try to play the game of, oh, let's see how many times this motherfucker do the shit. No, move around. I think at the end of the day, if you don't like some shit, man, move the fuck around. And
so what made you really have this topic? Tell us what's going on, GMS.
No, literally.
Put Arius on the fucking line.
Arius,
let's work this shit out.
Arius knows what the deal is. Matter of fact, we both seen that together. The Deion Cole stand up.
Yeah, I
think that really, really put something in my mind when it came to certain levels in life. Like, I don't want to just. I'm not just gonna do this. Like, this is, niggas know like everything that I can fucking do. I'm not finna just sit up here on YouTube all day. I got a lot of shit I'm trying to do. I think as I continue to level up, I feel like I have the right person to have my back during that shit.
Yeah. That's what's important.
And I feel like as I've been moving forward, I've had a continuous support system in that way where like earlier on live, N was getting on me about, oh, you don't be doing your daughter's hair. No, she does it. She does it all the fucking time. Of course, he was fucking with me, but just thinking about certain shit like that, that's a reflection moment. You know what I'm saying? This nigga roasted me, but I'm thinking about like this motherfucker be just doing what she's supposed to do as the woman of this house. And I respect that, and I love that. And I feel like when you start to question certain things, or when you start to try to move around or try to find the same traits from somebody else, nigga, it's continuing to be a swing and a miss, because you're not gonna find the same person. Everybody's an individual. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna end up somewhere where you don't want to be. It's very rare to find somebody that you can be compatible with, and somebody who will hold you down and go through a lot of the shit that you go through from both standpoints. Nigga, at one point you ain't shit, and the motherfucker's holding you down. You know what I'm saying? Like, This is what I'm saying. Like you have to, these certain traits you have to pay attention to in a person and not really think about the shit that will break up a real union. You know what I'm saying? To me, in my opinion, I don't have to get married to show somebody I love them. I would get married just to get married, but I feel like spending so much time and really getting the time to really be around somebody and get to know somebody shows way more about how much you give a fuck about them and how much you want to hold them down than just putting a ring on somebody.
You know what I think y'all should do? Y'all should have a mock wedding where y'all have a real fucking ceremony and don't put it on paper. Because areas to get it out of her system, to be a young bride while she's still young, and y'all can have some dope pictures. And then years down the road, if y'all still feeling like this shit working, then go ahead and put it on paper. Me and my wife did that. We got married in Hawaii, real ceremony, and didn't get married on paper for years later.
Really?
I didn't believe in the paperwork.
I mean, and to keep it real, nigga, you and me know a lot of that. These motherfuckers just want to see that ring and want the ceremony and shit. Like,
and guess what?
They say, fuck the paperwork, nigga.
No bullshit. It sufficed.
Yeah.
It was everything she wanted, because that's all she wanted, to shit on her friends. And then it got a little tricky with like the life insurance and health insurance and things like that. We was like, let's just put this shit on paper, because I ain't going nowhere. She ain't going nowhere. That's our attitude.
Right.
But I think you get that out your system, and then y'all can take the pressure of it away for a minute. And then 2-3 years later, if y'all still feel like, you know what, clearly we gonna be together, let's go ahead and do it if you want to. Or y'all might just be like, let's just keep it like this.
Well, like she said she thought about it. You know what I'm saying? It's not about the government part. It's about honoring God in her eyes, you know, being a spiritual aspect of it. Like,
which is what it was intended to be from the, initially.
Exactly. And regardless of what people feel or what your religion is, just out of, you got to think about it. See, like I said, when you think of all aspects, you really think about who a certain person is. If she's thinking about it from a spiritual aspect and not the paper aspect, that shows you right off the bat what the fuck she thinking about. She not thinking about, hey, if something goes wrong, I could take half of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all should give each other 3 months to get all the fucking y'all gonna do out y'all system. Y'all about to fight tonight, nigga.
You're right. That's
let me
that's
stop
another
playing,
thing.
man.
She'll laugh at shit like that. Like, that's another thing. I ain't got nobody that'll, like, hear some shit like that, then later on be in the bed thinking about that shit all night, turn around and be like, so, the shit that AP said, I'm like,
hey, you know why? Because that's your ass. Hey,
right, like nigga, she already knows.
Because that's you, man. Like, so you thought that was funny, huh?
Right, like, you can't do that with me. I was the nigga that was the type to turn around. So, hey, just want to let you know that I heard what was said earlier. You laughed a little too hard at that shit. I just want to know if there's some validity to that, motherfucker. Like, that's
listen, man. I know it sounds so fucked up, man. I feel like the best way to. I always had an open. How can I say it, man? I didn't want to use the word leash, but fuck it.
Yeah.
I got an invisible leash on my woman. She was my side chick for years. She was allowed to do what the fuck she wanted to do. I didn't care. But because I didn't care, she was still so hung up on me. I don't think she was out there doing much. Because she was so much on my dick. Like, I was like, she ain't doing shit because she too available. Like, goddamn, she was so focused on me. And then even I carried that on as being with her too. I'm like, look, I don't look for shit. You know what I'm saying? But we just, everything I fucking asked for, bro.
Yeah.
It's like not even an argument. And my wife is one of them women that thinks of me all day. So she's it's almost getting in your way. Like, she the type of motherfucker, like, I go to put my shoes on, she's trying to help. Like, bitch, move and let me put my fucking shoes on. You get what I'm saying? Now, that's amazing because somebody else would be like, dog, that girl love the fuck out of you.
Yeah.
And how my mind work is cool, but I don't take it to the heart because she do right now.
I want to answer this because this is a good question. Lacey said, wait until your daughter meet a young GMS type and he don't commit to marrying her. Wonder if you feel the same way. I'll tell you like this. I would because of how I view marriage. The way I view marriage wouldn't change in the face of my daughter because I'm already living in the space of thinking about my daughter in that way. So like in the way of how I would treat my significant other, I would hope that the person that she met treated her the same way or better. So if the thing with marriage is people will fuck up and get into it right away without really knowing somebody or taking the time to really know somebody, and then they end up getting divorced or some fuck shit happens, somebody get cheated on, then there's some more paperwork involved. When in reality, when some shit like that happens, you need to just separate from somebody and move the fuck on. In my opinion, if my daughter, when she gets older, meets somebody who is like me, I'm hoping that this person who is like me is trying to take that time to really get to know who she is before he takes that step.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And vice versa, same with her. I want her to have that mentality. Since she sees me and she's learning from me and she's learning from her mom, she's going to be the type to be looking for that. She's probably going to be the one that's hesitant. There's probably going to nigga be like, let's get married. And she's like, nah, not yet. We need to step back. And she's going to see from our experience, me and her mother, and she'll take that on. It probably wouldn't even be the nigga. The nigga would probably be the one that's trying to hurry up and marry her. She'd probably be the one like, yo, hold up. We got to get to know each other better.
Let me tell you the quick story of how me and my chick got together, because she was my side chick, but she was one of many.
Mm-hmm.
So it ain't like she was just waiting on her turn. She was competing with bitches. And what happened was she had expressed to me like you be with me, like all your needs is taken care of. Like you gonna have a loyal motherfucker forever. Like she was adamant about trying to convince me that she the one, you know. Mm-hmm. And this is what I said. I put out a challenge kind of. I said, well, because mind you, I had my own place. She had her own place, but I got 4 kids. She got 4 kids.
Yeah.
I said, ain't no fucking way we can live together with all these kids. It's not going to work. So that's why I was standing on not being with her.
Yeah.
And then when she kept pressing me, and now mind you, I cared about her a lot.
Oh, yeah.
But I just didn't logically think.
Time. That means you actually do give a fuck. Like, and not just spending the time, but you actually taking the time to have these conversations. If you didn't give a fuck about the motherfucker, you'd be like, man, get out of here with this shit.
Well, yeah, but I couldn't logically see how this was going to work.
Right.
And then I said, you know what? Either we're going to have to live in 2 houses next door to each other, or a big-ass duplex, or we're going to need a big-ass house for that to even come and everybody need their own shit room if that's going to work. And then, you know, at this point, she didn't have no house. We was in our mid-20s.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, here's a first-time home buyer class.
Yeah.
Sign up and blah, 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 blah. So she signed up, went to the class, found out what she needed to find out about getting her first home. I had already been to the class, and I was on the way to getting my first home. So I got a house. Excuse me. She got a house and I got a house. So we had 2 houses.
Yeah. Then
we decided to live together. So instead of me trying to get a house with her, or, you know, she get a house with me and we start this thing off not knowing where it's going to go, we set it up where if we don't work out, you got a house, I got a house.
Right.
So even if we don't work out, you leave with more than you started with, I leave with more than I started with. Then we end up being together and things working out just fine. Then we start trying to get more properties. Mm-hmm. But our bare minimum is, if this don't work, you good, I'm good.
Yeah.
We set that up and established that before we even took it serious. People be trying to build together. You really should have foundations already built in your own life. And then when you build on top of that with somebody, if it was to fall down and crumble, you still got a sturdy foundation.
Right.
A lot of people don't even have a foundation and they already together with somebody. So one thing I think that helped us and why it's working is because I don't need her, she don't need me.
Y'all
but
want
because
to
we
be
want
together.
Correct. And if it don't work, she ain't fucked up out here and I'm not fucked up out here.
Yeah.
That's important, motherfucker. That's
Lacey
key.
said he been married for 20 years. Shout out to 20 years of the union. That's amazing.
Man, that's a milestone, man. And you know he was getting plenty pussy in the 80s.
He was getting
plenty.
Nigga was
that
pulling
nigga
up
talk like Jay
What's
Prince and look like Prince.
Nigga walk up on him with the shoulders. Hey, baby, what's going on?
That nigga walk up to look with the Prince eyes, but talking like Jay Prince and shit. Like, it's all about respect. Like,
hey, for real though, man. It's like that shit is a big accomplishment. Just given the fact that how shit really be going down out here in the real world, man. Like people don't last. A lot of people don't last for real. You gotta really like the person you fuck with. That's what people don't understand. Like I think it's funny when people be like love. Nah, you gotta like the person.
You gotta like them, dog. That's
you can
some
love
real
the shit
shit
out of motherfuckers. Like I've just said, you can love family members, but don't fuck with them. Keep them at a distance because they do too much.
I would miss my homie. That's how I feel if me and my wife went together. Yeah. I would miss my homie.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's key. What's y'all plan, man? Then we can wrap it up. What's y'all game plan? Because that's another thing. People don't have no plan. And y'all need to really talk about it and have it ironed out. You know what I'm saying?
Our plan is to do what we have to do what we need to do to continue to build our family because we're not done. A lot of people like to put a gap on things or a cap on things. And you shouldn't put a cap on shit. You should continue to strive to build and create some type of comfortability and wealth with your family, and make sure you do what you need to do. And don't put one egg or don't put all your eggs in one fucking basket, motherfucker. Spread that shit out, and make sure that you and your partner are on one accord. Y'all have to be on the same wavelength when it comes to what y'all want out of life. Y'all can be individual beings and like what y'all like and do what y'all want and have y'all lives and have your friends and do what you want to do, have fun. But when it comes to the main goal at hand, they're not just called your partner for a reason. This is your partner, somebody who has to ride with you, somebody who has to build with you and make sure that all the things that y'all want to accomplish in your life get accomplished, or even at least strive to get it. And I think our plan, our plan is to build a solid foundation for our family. Point blank, period.
And I see y'all doing it, man. From the outside looking in, it's refreshing to see when people really fuck with each other for real. That's like seeing Lady Aries and Jeremiah. Like, there's certain couples where you like, these people fuck with each other for real. And that's what, as long as that's what it is, then the little shit you go through is worth it.
Right.
You know, and people want to change and upgrade and switch up on people who been solid. You know what I'm saying? Just keep holding it down, man. Shit.
Well, I'm really glad you joined the show today, man. You know, we do 3Gs every Friday, but you know, it's a good realm, so to speak, when you get to join the GMS show, man. So I appreciate you, AP, man. It was some good insight. You always dropping knowledge. See, one thing about AP is I keep him around for collateral. He's collateral. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He's knowledgeable. You know what I'm saying? I like his knowledge. You know what I'm saying? He be spitting facts. That's why I keep AP around me on this show, motherfucker. AP,
and I keep GMS around so someone can speak from a woman's perspective.
Hey, fuck y'all, man.
You know, when you want to love, when you want to be with somebody, you know, it's like, why would I cheat? Why would I ever do something like that?
These niggas be vehemently attacking me all the time, man. God damn it.
No,
hey,
man, I respect you, dog, because you're a better person than me, bro. I think I told you that before. I respect you because you much better than me. You got a better heart than I do, bro.
Hey, man, I appreciate that, man. You know, we have a nice, solid YouTube fan, man. I appreciate everybody that I've gotten to know over the past year and got to build with. And you guys are an amazing group of motherfuckers, man, and really, really knowledgeable and really got some sense about y'all. So I fuck with that, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Man, no problem.
Everybody shout out AP in the chat, by the way, man. Appreciate you, AP. I'ma holler at you, brother.
Peace.
Peace out, man. Hey, shout out my nigga AP in the chat, man. Right motherfucking now. Shout out my guy AP. We gotta keep this shit moving. Hold up, man. What should I end this with? Let me see the beat. Let me get it. There we go. Hey, bruh. We gonna do it a little different. This is what I need y'all to do, man. If y'all support the GMS show, yeah, put a GMS in the comments. But as soon as this video ends, put a comment under the video. Yes, comment on the video. Put a GMS, put a whatever you want in the comments of this video as soon as the stream ends, all right? Put a GMS in the chat, but at the end of this video, when the shit ends and the comment section opens up, leave a comment under this video and leave a like. That's what we gonna do. That's what we gonna do, man. If you support the GMS show and you want to continue to see us build, when this video ends, leave a comment under the video and let's move forward. But I'm gonna shout out everybody in the chat, man. Put a GMS in the chat. If you did not participate, now is your time. Much love to my guy AP. Appreciate you for pulling up on me, my G. My bad, the music probably loud as hell. Let me turn this down a little bit. Shout out Arius, Baby G, Joe Blast, Black Man America, Lacey. Click those links that my guy JR is about to post, by the way. I go live frequently on my Instagram, so make sure you follow me on my socials. If you enjoyed today's show, hit the Cash App that you see right here. If you are feeling generous, I will most appreciate it. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell to get the notifications for when we go live, man, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And also subscribe to the 3Gs podcast and Player for Life. Shout out Brim Dog, RJ the Second, Binky Bianca, Theodora NYC, Brandy King Lukey, Jermaine Austin, The Real China Doll, Anarchy 169, Robin S, Jaspo the Reaper. Y'all make sure y'all go fuck with my guy the Reaper over there, man. He's constantly having niggas rolling over there, man. He be giving his honest, uncut, unfiltered opinion about everything. So make sure you go tune in with him as well. Shout out King Lukey, Toke Champs Podcast. Y'all make sure y'all tap in with them as well. I appreciate y'all so much, man. Today was a dope ass show, man. Very dope ass show. Friday is gonna be an even doper show. You might want to pull up for that. So make sure you hit the notification bell. Make sure you get those notifications when we go live, because Friday is going to be a hell of a show. Trey 979. I see you, my brother. Yes, sir. Y'all see those links? Hey, I'm probably going to go live on my IG later tonight just to talk some shit. So make sure you follow me on there. I'm about to end this motherfucker. So like I said, as soon as this motherfucker ends, I need y'all to go in the comment section and leave a comment on this video. Make sure you hit the like. GMS fam, the green room. We out.